Welcome to the annual New Bedford Half Marathon on this beautiful day here. Temperatures are right around, 42 degrees or so. It's a little bit cloudy, but just perfect for a half marathon. Alongside Dr. Larry Finity, Ahmed Pereira, thanks for joining us for this great half marathon. And Larry, this is a race here on a day like today with this type of temperature. We could probably see some good times.
I think we could. You know, it's a nice day. There's a northwest wind, and that should be in their faces coming back here, but it'll push them right down from the top of Hathaway Road, where they'll have most of the course to take advantage of that wind.
You know, people probably say, wait, 40 some odd degrees, that's a good day to run. It really is when it comes to a half marathon.
Absolutely. As soon as especially if you've put the hat on, the woolen hat, and you've got the gloves on, maybe the turtleneck, you don't need long pants today.
All right, well, we don't have to worry about that. One person we do want to keep an eye on, number 1616. That's Aaron Gruen. Aaron Gruen ran a 1 hour and 1 minute Houston half marathon. He runs that kind of race here today. That could possibly be the new race record.
That's correct. It's held by our friend from Mattapoisett, and he did an unbelievable job. He also ran through Fort Rodman with many turns.
Right. So now, when we look at what Gruen has done, he's also the record holder for the marathon in Austria, along with the half marathon.
Yeah, he's a bona fide challenger today to that course record.
So we'll be looking forward to that. Lots of great reports coming up. We're going to have some previews for you for both the men and the ladies, and we'll be back with more in just a moment.
Hi, my name's Kevin, out here on this beautiful morning, doing it for the love of running, for some close people that we've lost in our lives over the last few years. Here with the crew, we're gonna have a good race day, best half marathon in all of New England. Get the spring started right. Let's go.
Well, the men's race should be an interesting one today. Let's join Joe Cabral and Jim Dandino for a preview.
Good morning, everyone. We're here at the 2026 New Bedford Half Marathon. Joe Cabral and Jim Dandino here. We'll be on the men's truck today, bringing you the race from the men's perspective. We have some interesting runners here today, Jim, including probably the favorite, Aaron Gruen. He's a dual citizen of the U.S. and Austria, holds the marathon record for Austria, and he's here running with us today.
Oh, that's correct. Aaron, 27, grew up in Munich and is a dual American Austrian citizen. He's run 2:09:53 for the marathon. He's run a 1:01 half marathon, which he ran in January in Houston, and he's here today. He runs professionally for Puma and also runs for the Rhode Island Track Club, while also being a Harvard medical student.
So pretty impressive resume for Aaron, but he's not the lone favorite here. We also should be on the lookout for Murphy Smith. He's a BC Graduate School student, has already graduated from the Naval Academy, and he's with the BAA.
That's correct. Murphy Smith moved to the area last August after graduating from the Naval Academy. He's presently in graduate school at Boston College, and he's already run a marathon in 2:11, which he ran at the California International in December, and he's also run a 1:02:49 half marathon. So Aaron and Murphy are clearly the two favorites here.
Jim, though, if we were to look for dark horses, can you give us a couple of names?
Sure. Aaron's teammate from the Rhode Island Track Club, Eric Linden, would be a co-favorite. And also Ben Drezick making his half marathon debut. Ben is a UMass Lowell graduate. He's 27 years old, running for Tracksmith, and he's hoping to run around 1:05 in his first half marathon. Quite an ambitious goal.
Okay, looking forward to it. Men's truck, it'll be Joe Cabral and Jim Dandino. Over on the women's side, Jim Marshall. We'll hand it over to him for a preview of the race from the women's side of things.
Hello, welcome. I'm Jim Marshall of the New Bedford Cable Network. Joining me is once again my good friend Tom Dadarian, track coach, author, runner himself. Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
A little belated, but happy birthday. We are back again covering the women's race for the 2026 half marathon. Tom, what are we looking at for this year?
Well, we're looking at nearly perfect weather, so times should be fairly fast. The fastest woman in the field is Erica Kemp, who ran 1:08 at Houston, but the Houston course is much easier than this course. Another woman with great credentials is Molly Huddle, two-time Olympian and national record holder. However, she's 41 and has a baby, or maybe a toddler by now. But she's here and she certainly knows the sport, so she may well be a contender. Jackie Coughlin from last year, who was second.
We had I was going to mention, we had such a great run last year that
Yes.
really wasn't decided until almost 12 and a half miles.
Right.
A back and forth race between Jessie Carden and you hope for that again this year.
Right, Jessie Carden is not coming. Her coach says she's recovering from an injury, but Hanson's sent Megan O'Neill, who has good credentials. She qualified for the Olympic trials in the marathon, so she's come from Michigan, so she's ready to race. And Orla Roach, who was third last year, is here also. And who knows who is here who hasn't told us?
Yes,
she's
exactly.
here.
Quick question for you though. I just want to ask, so this winter's obviously been a tough winter. You had some extreme cold at one point. You've had a couple of really good snowstorms. How much does that impact training and those that are participating in the race?
Well, I think the top runners have access to indoor facilities. And others may not, and they be more compromised by the weather, and particularly the hazards of running on streets when the streets are narrower because of snowbanks.
Yeah.
Not simply the cold, but narrowed streets. I mean, that's life-threatening hazard.
But it is a beautiful day. There's over 2,100 registered runners right now. It should be a great race.
And I've been to lots of races, and the city of New Bedford does a great job controlling traffic, sweeping the streets. I mean, the streets are
They look good,
swept.
yeah.
It's beautiful, yes.
So we will pick you up at the 2-mile mark when we start the race. Murray and Kevin are in the truck, and we will see you in a little bit. Let's go back to the start line.
Hi, I'm Claudia Gomez. We're here at the Great American Road Race to support Will Gomez, my brother.
My name is Gina Cuba, and I'm here to support my best friend Nastasha. She's over here. Get over here! And I just made this sign because everybody complains about their toenails after the race, and they all use Strava to keep up with their, I guess, your maxes, your time. So I wanted to support just by being a little funny and colorful.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Great American Road Race, the 2026 New Bedford Half Marathon. And please welcome your longtime race director, the one and only Dan McCarthy.
Hey everybody, I hope you have a great race today. We just want to say thank you for being here with us. We can't put this on without you. We appreciate you. We hope you have a wonderful day. To the athletes of USA Track and Field, thank you for selecting us for your Grand Prix. We appreciate it, and you hope you have a wonderful experience. This wouldn't have been able to happen 3 or 4 weeks ago. We got 37.5 inches of snow in one single day. And I really want to give a big shout out to the city of New Bedford, the mayor of New Bedford, who you'll speak to, who you'll hear from in a moment, and the people of the Department of Public Infrastructure who've been out there making sure that you have the best race course you can possibly have, given the fact that a few weeks ago we had a once-in-a-generation storm. So go out there, have fun, and once again, thank you for being with us here in New Bedford. We hope you have a wonderful race.
Thank you, Dan. And as he said, the city of New Bedford rolls out the red carpet for you all, so please welcome the longest standing mayor in this city's history, His Honor the Mayor, John Mitchell.
All right, good morning everybody. You guys look ready, and we're ready for you. We're so pleased that you are here today And I want to offer words of thanks to a number of folks. So first off, the Friendly Sons of St. Patrick have been running this race for about 20 years now, and we can't thank them and all their volunteers enough for putting this together again. It is a terrific race. As many of you know who have run this race before, people leave this saying, I had a great experience in New Bedford. That's what we want. And frankly, after that snowstorm, that's why we've been filling potholes for the last week or so to preserve your ankle health. So the course looks great, and we have a lot of people out there who are looking cheering you on. But more than anything else, I want to thank all the city workers. I want to thank all the public safety employees who are out there keeping everybody safe. And I just want to say good luck to everybody. We'll be a great experience here in New Bedford. Stick around after the race. We've got lots of restaurants and shops waiting for you to come back. But more than anything else, we hope you have a wonderful experience out there today. The weather looks great. The wind on the peninsula is always challenging, but today it's a little more reasonable. But we'll see you out there on the race course, and good luck to everybody.
Thank you, Mayor Mitchell. Once again, the New Bedford Half Marathon, partnering with the Miss New Bedford Scholarship Program. So here to say a few words, please welcome Miss New Bedford, Dolly Mendes.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dolly, and I'm honored to serve as Miss New Bedford. On behalf of New Bedford, I just want to welcome all of you to the New Bedford Half Marathon. Today is about determination, resilience, and showing yourself what you are capable of. And if it gets tough out there, remember that everyone is cheering you on and the baker's waiting for you at the finish line. But truly, your dedication is inspiring. Our community is so proud to cheer you on today. Run strong, support one another, and enjoy every mile. Good luck, runners.
And also please welcome Miss New Bedford teen, Addison Kohler.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Addison Kohler. I'm Miss New Bedford's teen, and good luck to everyone who's running today, and special shout out to my uncle, Kyle and Lindsay. And yeah, have fun. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you are sitting, if you are able, please stand. And would everyone please remove your hats as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Please welcome a member of the Showstopper Performers, Miss Southeastern Massachusetts, Olivia Charest.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Southeastern Mass, Olivia Charest. Okay. We have one wheelchair start. We're giving him a 30-second head start as Hiram Cruz will push his son, Angel Robles. It'll be a verbal command. On your mark. Get set. Go. All right, I'm going to give it over to the mayor. He's going to give you a 10-second countdown, and then he's going to fire the horn.
All right, inch on up. Inch on up. All right, you guys look settled in. You ready? All right, who's ready way back there? All right, listen up. Here's our countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go get him, everybody! Everybody wins their own race. Go out and win your Great American Road Race in the Bedford Half Marathon. 13.1. You got this. It's time to shine. The city of New Bedford awaits. The roads await you. 13.1. You got this. Everybody wins their own race, and you are going to win yours. As you go, 13.1. At the Great American Road Race, the New Bedford Half Marathon. You've done the work. It's your time to shine. Dream far in the house. Dream big. Don't talk too much. Never gonna win this, right? No.
Just a great day here in New Bedford, and we're off to a good start right now. And I see Ben Drezik to the right there. He's wearing the Tracksmith in the black shoes. You see Aaron in the pink and the orange shoes already up front, and Ben Drezik right next to him. Ben's a front runner, so I'm not really surprised to see this. He came in with the ambitious goal of running under 105, and I see Murphy Smith tucked in behind right now. So we got Gruen, Drezik, and I see Murphy Smith running just behind right now.
And you mentioned Drezik as a potential dark horse in this race, so we'll have to see how it goes for him. But you also, when we were talking, noticed and made mention of the fact, as you just said here, that he likes to get out and be a front runner. So we'd anticipate him being here out front, and he is, along with, as you mentioned, Murphy Smith and, of course, Aaron Gruen. We're making our way here, the initial stages, first mile of the New Bedford Half Marathon in 2026. Joe Cabral and Jim Dandino with you here on the men's truck. Over on the women's side of things, it'll be Jim Marshall with Tom Dodarian. They'll bring you what they see from the women's competition here today, so we'll hand it off to them in a bit. But let's continue to talk here, Jim, about the race course here initially. So not really much of an issue here as far as hills or anything at the first part of the race, and the wind pretty calm. But once we get into the race a bit and get down near the ocean front, it's going to be windy.
Yeah, most likely. I mean, that's when you come up on Rodney French. Usually they turn a little bit into the wind, but again, just looking at the forecast, and today it looks only under 10 miles an hour for sure. Maybe only like 5-6 mile an hour wind, which is a big change from last year when we had winds of upwards of 40 miles an hour.
Yeah, very windy last year. A little bit, I think, though, colder here in 2026. Start of the race, we were right around 38, 39 degrees, but that is kind of an ideal temperature for running.
Yeah, it's a bit cool, but not too bad, especially after the winter we had. I mean, a lot of these guys were, outside, in the snowy conditions, running in, sub 20 degree temperatures, So, Aaron, for instance, runs, 5 o'clock every morning, 5:30 in the morning, and Ben often runs in the morning as well. So these guys usually get out pretty early in the morning when it's pretty cold outside. Many days, I'm sure it was close to zero when they're outside putting in their miles.
Yeah, we were fortunate, again, talking about that prior to the race, that all of that snow that we had here along the south coast, New Bedford reached up as high as 36 to 38 inches of snow. And with the temperatures being a bit moderate lately and some rain and just the ability of nature to get rid of all of that snow that was piled up, it's kind of amazing as we're going down the streets here now. You don't even see a trace of the snow that we really experienced here just 2.5 weeks ago.
Yeah, pretty incredible. I mean, we had, I think, temperatures upwards 60 degrees this week, and then the rain as well. So it's amazing looking at New Bedford from, 2 weeks ago, what it looks like now. I mean, you barely see any snow on the roads, and that's a testament to the city, Department of Public Works, for really taking care of the roads here and getting rid of a lot of the potholes. And we're coming up on the mile mark right now. Looks like about 4:46 for the mile, but that's a downhill mile. That's not really that unexpected. So, I mean, that equates to a 1:03 half marathon, but again, that's a downhill mile. The second and third mile, they'll probably be a little bit slower, probably by about 10-15 seconds before we get back up, on Rockdale Ave when they start really cranking it out, certainly sub-50s.
Always an honor to see the mayor of New Bedford, John Mitchell, with us again this morning. He's the guy that got us all started here, as he got 2,000 runners off in the 2026 New Bedford Half Marathon. Got them off and running. Mayor, again, another great day in New Bedford.
Another great day, but you give me way too much credit, and all I had to do is press the horn.
Well, I know. And you did a good job with that.
It's a hard thing to screw up, but that's it. No, in all seriousness, we're really proud of the race. It shows off the city really well. And it's a great event for folks in Greater New Bedford, but also everybody who comes to here from other places and goes out afterwards, goes out to our shops and restaurants and gets an opportunity to enjoy everything that New Bedford has to offer, and then tells two friends, and they tell two friends, and so forth. So,
and Mother Nature tried to throw a little bit of a curve at us here this year. You had to do a lot of work in the last minute.
Less than 3 weeks ago, we of course had that 37-inch snowfall, the biggest in the city's history. So I can tell you that the plow trucks were out during the storm, were conscious of the race course to make sure that that was all cleared away. But most of the work has been in removing potholes or filling potholes since then. So we want to preserve the ankle health of the runners, and so but they've accomplished a lot, and the course looks great. We love it when people are out on the sidelines cheering on the runners, and we love it when they all come back and enjoy themselves downtown, as I'm sure they will be when they come back around.
How much of an enjoyable day is this for you when you get to do something like this and really have the city put its best foot forward?
Well, I enjoy it when New Bedford has an opportunity to show itself off to visitors, and we do it in a big way here at this race, well, as much as anything else. And we have other big events, of course, over the year, the Cape Verdean Recognition Parade, the Feast, and others, but this is a real opportunity for New Bedford in the middle of the winter, as we're emerging from the winter, to say it's springtime in New Bedford, come enjoy yourself.
It's springtime, but I'm wearing a winter jacket just like you.
Well, yes, yeah, wait a week, Ed, yeah.
Yeah, well,
but no, we appreciate the work that The Friendly Sons of St. Patrick does every year with all the volunteers that you and Andy do to make the race special and important, and all the city employees who work very hard, the public safety employees who keep everybody safe, because it's a 13-mile route through many neighborhoods in the city. We've got to close off streets, and for a couple hours that causes some traffic snarls, as we all know. But by and large, it works pretty well because people work it really hard.
Fair enough, Mayor. You have yourself an enjoyable day. Enjoy the race.
Thank you very much, Ed. Great to be with you.
All right, great to have you. More in a moment.
Continuing here with a look at the leader on the men's side of things, and now a group of three breaking away, and all the names that you mentioned, Murphy Smith, Drezik, along with Aaron Gruen, they're getting away from that initial pack of five a bit here, stretching it out as we make our way headed toward Hathaway Road. And again, we'll make that turn, and then once you get there, you start to go uphill. The race changes significantly at that point, but I already see three runners, three names that you brought up as potential winners of this race, the dark horse being Drezik, but certainly Smith and Gruen right at the front of things here early on, and really showing no indication of any type of struggle here with the early parts of the race.
Yeah, we're coming up to the 2-mile mark right here, and just to give our audience a little background on some of these athletes and what they do for training. I mean, Aaron and Murphy both ran the highest mileage weeks ever last week, not this week, the week prior, and they both ran 121 miles, and the 2-mile mark right now we have at 9:40, and then Drezik has been over the 100-mile mark for the last month or so. So these guys put in the work. 120 miles a week is, when you're looking at that, that's 17 miles a day, that they're putting in the training. So that's why they're able to, and that's along with some workouts and obviously the background that they have, like either on the track or just running a lot of races. But these guys have the credentials to run very fast here. So it looks like Murphy is on the left here. Drezik's got his head down a little bit. Aaron looks pretty comfortable as well. So we got the 3 breakaway right now, just over the 2-mile mark as we go up a little bit of incline here, heading to Hathaway.
Yeah, there is a little bit of a hill here as you get around Nauset Street. And so then we'll get to Hathaway Road, make that turn, and again, that hill will be significant. It'll increase quite a bit as far as the experience for the runners. Again, making our way here, and headed toward the 3-mile mark, and Jim gave us the times, good times early on in the race, Jim.
Yeah, I read at 4:50 pace. Again, that equates to 104 half marathon, which would be a very good time here today. I think the miles we'll slow down probably for the next mile, but again, once we get back onto Rockdale, these guys will really start cranking it, I think. So we have Murphy Smith of the BAA, Aaron Gruen of Puma and the Rhode Island Track Club, and Ben Drezik just sitting right behind him. He's number 1304. Ben's from Cumberland, Rhode Island, and UMass Lowell graduate. Aaron, again, is originally grew up in Munich. He's a dual American-Austrian citizen. He's the Austrian record holder in the marathon distance. He's going to run the Vienna Half Marathon in April. Murphy Smith is training for the Boston Marathon. And Ben, again, this is his first half marathon, so we wanted to see what this felt like before possibly taking a shot at the U.S. Olympic Marathon trial standard of 2:16, possibly later this year or early next year.
Okay, we're on Hathaway Road now. We're making our way up the hill. It will increase. The grade will increase as we get out a bit further. But again, we see 3 runners here establishing distance early on from 2 others, and then the pack quite a bit further back as the men's race continues here. 3-mile mark coming up, and we'll hand it over to Jim Marshall and Tom Dodarian in the women's truck to see what's going on there.
All right, we've picked up the women's leaders here as we come past the mile 2 mark. We're about 2.5 miles as we go up Hathaway Road. We've got the second of the 3 hills that constitute the Hathaway Road part. Tom, tell us what we're seeing right now.
Well, we see Erica Kemp, who ran 1:08 in Houston on a much faster course than this, but right next to her is Jackie Hoagland, who was second last year, who probably does not want to be second this year. So we're having a serious duel here.
Yeah, they're even right now. I mean, it's still obviously very early in the race. Jackie has the advantage because she has run the course before, so she knows what she's getting into right now. Erica, they both have good pace, good time right now, so it's a good start.
Quite a competitive race, yes.
And we're coming up to the 3 mile mark, so and the biggest part of the stretch right here is coming up in this last hill.
I don't see any other women close.
No, I don't either.
Joining us right now, our good friend Dan McCarthy, the race director here for the New Bedford Half Marathon. And Dan, 2026 looking pretty good so far.
It is a beautiful day. I cannot believe that this is the same place we got 37 inches of snow just a few weeks ago.
You know, what's really surprising to me, I was talking to the mayor before, I said, how does it look over there? He says, you know what, considering 37 inches of snow, the course looks pretty good.
It looks very good. And that is, I mean, the mayor's administration, and it's primarily the guys the men and women of the Department of Public Infrastructure have been rock stars and have done an amazing job putting the city's best foot forward, making sure these runners have a safe and enjoyable surface to participate on. And if you had asked me 3 weeks ago if it was going to be anything like this or even possible, I would have been, I was very, very nervous. And it's just an exciting day. The city thrives today, and we're just happy that the weather's in the runners' favor.
And I'll tell you one thing, it was good to see a lot more participants this year. Close to 2,000 runners that went off today. You got to be happy about that.
I'm very, very happy. We had 2,088 people registered for the race. We had a few additional that were relay participants from non-profits that we have partnered with, like the Team Pack Relay, which is the New Bedford Firefighters, New Bedford EMS, local Nativity Preparatory School, and the Greater New Bedford Voc-Tech Bears Relay. And it's just a very exciting time for so many different people in the city, and it's the best day of the year. It's a holiday for me every year.
It's a holiday where he welcomes everybody as they cross the finish line, and I know you go out of your way to make sure you say thank you to each and every runner.
We do, yeah. I mean, it's really important that people understand that this can't happen without the participation, and we need 1,500 to 2,000 runners for this to be a sustainable venture. And it's 100% volunteer, nonprofit. The money and the proceeds go to scholarship funds in the local community and to the charitable endeavors of the Friendly Sons of St. Patrick. And we're super, super proud, but we know this isn't possible if it weren't for the people who show up, sign up, and run. And we got to celebrate them, and we got to thank them.
Yeah. And it's a Grand Prix race this year.
It's a Grand Prix. So the USA Track and Field New England has a Grand Prix, a 7-race road running Grand Prix series, and we're very, very fortunate that we're back in it this year. That is probably one of the leading factors why we have about 500 more runners than we had last year, and we're really appreciative of the fact that the membership and the teams voted to have us in their Grand Prix, and it's made all the difference in the world this year.
And Dan, before I let you go, there is a rumor that we could see a new record set today.
It is very possible. It is very possible. And as we all know, forever and ever we'll have the original race record, because the course has changed several times over the last 49 years. There were times when the race course went into Fort Rodman, Fort Tabor. There were times when the finish came down Union Street. There were times where we had a slightly different start and finish line. So the race event and the original course record is held by Jeff Smith on a very, very respectable 101.58. You know, great British Olympian. 2-time winner of the Boston Marathon, and we're going to see what can happen today. So Aaron Gruen, who's out front right now, has a PR of 1 hour, 1 minute and 14 seconds, and that took place in Houston at the Houston Half Marathon, which we like to believe is a flat and fast course. We put together a more challenging course here, so we'll see how things play out in just a few minutes.
And just as long as it goes to 59 seconds, we'll be happy.
If it goes 59 seconds, yeah. As a 100% volunteer nonprofit, not paying out a course record bonus would be a wonderful thing for us. But we'd be happy to. You know, it's great. It's great if that does happen. We enjoy everyone's participation, and we wish everybody sets their personal best here.
All right, and if you see a GoFundMe page, you'll understand why. All right, Dan,
right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ed. Couldn't do this without you either.
All right.
Back to the race now. We have Aaron Gruen and Murphy Smith ahead of Ben Drezick by quite a bit here now. He is dropping back, and it looks like it'll be these two runners that we'll have our eyes on, at least here for the next half of the race. And last couple of races, Jim, it hasn't been like that. We've had one runner break out early, and then it's just been kind of talking about the same runner throughout the mid portion of the race right through the end.
Yeah, we haven't had a race, so to speak, in the last several years because there's been a runaway, with Grant O'Connor and obviously Zach Panning the last few years. But right now it's Murphy Smith. He's the one with the hat on, the blue uniform. He's originally from Charlotte, North Carolina, only 23 years old. He's a Naval Academy graduate from last year in Boston College Law School. He's only been in the area since August. He's coached by former Providence College star Mark Carroll. Aaron Gruen on the left there. He's got the orange shoes and the Puma uniform who runs for the Rhode Island Track Club. He's coached by Kurt Benninger, who's the husband of Molly Huddle, who's also in the race today. She's the former American record holder on the in the 5,000 and 10,000 meter distance on the track. So we got Gruen and we have Murphy Smith running away with it right now. And again, we're soon to approach the 4 mile mark here on Rockdale Avenue.
Okay, we're going to send it over again to the women's truck, Jim Marshall and Tom Derderian, for a look at what's happening on the ladies' side of things.
All right, we've climbed the Hathaway Hill here, and now we are going down, actually one of the best parts of the race, Tom, a straightaway, slight downhill all the way to the beaches here. And again, it seems to be a two-woman race now with Erica Kemp, Jackie Gagan, both looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, it seemed that Jackie Kagan had dropped back on that steep hill, but she's coming back on Erica Kemp now. So perhaps her easing off on the hill was strategic, saving a bit for the this long downhill sweep.
This is a good part to gain some time here in this course.
I always love this part of the course. It's straight and it's fast. It's slightly downhill. You just sweep along. So I think Coughlin is coming back on Kemp. So we're going to have we're going to be back to a duel, a shootout here.
So will the women right now, will they try to get into a group of men or whatever to let them sort of backdraft off them or whatever? I mean, what's the strategy right now?
If they're running into a headwind, to tuck in behind some big guys would be very clever. Yes.
Okay.
But there doesn't seem to be a fierce headwind.
No, it's actually pretty comfortable. Temperature's probably about 40 degrees right now. I mean, and these runners, as you were saying, this is about a 1:11 pace for somebody to finish. This is a pretty good time for really anybody at this point.
We're back here looking at the leaders on the men's side of things, and Jim, it has changed a bit here as Murphy Smith has jumped out in front of Aaron Gruen by substantial distance here. We just passed the 4 mile mark, so maybe about 4 1/3 miles through the race, and Murphy Smith is running free and easy and really opening up a good lead here.
Yeah, I think that was by choice by Aaron. I don't think that Murphy picked up the pace much. I think Aaron is not running marathon pace, and he was strictly, when I spoke with him yesterday and today, Aaron was under instructions by his coach not to run faster than marathon pace. So I think that was a conscious decision by Aaron to back off the pace a little bit. So I think he's trying to stay with that marathon pace, and he was probably a little bit ahead of that right now. So his marathon pace, by the way, is about 1:04:30. So I think he wants to run about that time. And Murphy looks like he's putting a little bit of distance on him right now too. But I think that was a conscious decision by Aaron. I don't think Aaron was hurt, and I think he just decided he was probably going a little too fast. But he looks like he has about a 5 or 6 second lead right now on Gruen, and then probably another 5 seconds to Drezik as well, who's really hanging tough as well.
Yeah, Ben Drezik in third place, continuing to run well. And as you mentioned, probably about a 4 or 5 second difference between those three runners in stages, with Murphy Smith out in front. And again, this stretch is fairly level. There's not a lot of hills to this section of Rockdale Avenue. And then we'll get down here shortly toward where Buttonwood Park is located. Again, very similar as far as the course is concerned. And then we'll get out, as we get past that, we'll get out toward the ocean. The wind is picking up a little bit here. We'll see what it's like. We talked about it earlier. Certainly not as significant as last year, but it is picking up a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a little bit. It seems like more of a crosswind right now coming from the east across him. I don't think it's affecting him all that much. Obviously, not affecting Murphy too much, as he looks great going down this hill right now. But he looks good. Again, he negative split both his half marathon when he ran 1:02:49 last year, and his marathon, a substantial negative split. That means running the second half faster significantly when he ran that marathon. So I don't see him tailing off much in this race. If anything, I see him picking it up. But he's moving along here pretty good as we approach the 5 mile mark.
So it's Murphy Smith out in front of Aaron Gruen and then Ben Drezik. Here as we continue along Rockdale Avenue, we're going to get to Buttonwood Park here. And as we do, let's throw it back to Jim Marshall and Tom Dedarian on the women's side of things and see what the leaders look like there.
Okay, we continue with the straightaway here on Rockdale Avenue. Erica Kemp and Jackie Goggin are the top 2 women right now. We don't see a third woman right now in the field. It looks like Jackie's kind of tucked in, what you were just saying a moment ago with the break. Jackie's kind of tucked in behind a group of guys. Erica's on the side.
Right. So I don't know if Erica knows that Jackie is tucked in behind those 3 big guys who are blocking the wind for her. It's like when geese fly in chevron flight. The lead one takes the wind, and the other ones are sort of cruising on the slipstream. So very clever of Jackie Hoagland to run in this way. I bet Erica doesn't know that she's there.
The interesting thing too, we get to the 4 mile mark, and again, unofficially, it looks like about a 5-minute pace right now that they're doing the ladies right now. So they, even going up the hills, between 3 and 4, they didn't really lose a lot of time.
No, they're moving along quite nicely now. If there's going to be difficulty, it's going to be later on when they make the turn.
The beaches.
Around 9 miles. So they may just stay together in that large pack for quite a while.
Is this a time right now, Tom, where you want to break away because it's the downhill, or do you want to conserve when you get, because when you get to the beaches it could be tough, and certainly the hill up County Street is tough?
Probably conserve unless the pack you're running with slows down too much.
Okay.
But usually if you're with a pack at this point in the race, they're going at the pace that you want to go.
Okay.
So this little party here is probably not going to break up for a while.
All right, let's go back to Ed and Larry at the start line.
On the men's side of things, they're at the 5 mile point, and Murphy Smith is our leader. The man we talked about, Aaron Gruen, is in second, and Ben Drezik is in third. Aaron Gruen and Murphy Smith bunched up with each other. We've got ourselves 3 guys that have jumped out in front.
Aaron Gruen is an outstanding runner. He just won the Houston Half Marathon in an outstanding time, which would be faster than our current record holder here in New Bedford.
Well, we don't want to say anything about that now. Jeff, don't pay attention to that, okay? Let's go find out exactly what's going on the men's course right now. Joe Cabral and Jim Dandino.
We continue here in 2026 with the New Bedford Half Marathon. Joe Cabral, joined by Jim here. And Jim, we're looking at Murphy Smith continuing to open up his lead. And you mentioned off air that you had a chance to talk to Murphy yesterday.
Yeah, I spoke with Murphy for a bit yesterday about his training and why he was running this race. And he was very confident. He was very excited that Aaron was running this race, knowing that someone with a faster marathon and half marathon PR was entered in the race as well. But he just seemed very, very confident to me. His training is going extremely well. Even going to the Boston College Law School, I mentioned the 120-mile week he ran last week. He backed off to about 85 this week, but he seemed very confident, like he was going to run very, very well today. And again, he's leading into the Boston Marathon, and this was just going to be a good tune-up for him.
And Jim, when you look at Murphy Smith, you can tell he's running to win this race. He's not been checking his time very often, and you can see Aaron in second place, Aaron Gruen. He's checking his time, and you mentioned already several times that he was instructed by his coach to run a certain pace, to run this race a certain way, and he continues again to even we're seeing him in second place, checking his time to make sure he's staying with the program and the instruction from his coach. But Murphy Smith here is running to win.
That's correct. Yeah, Murphy was under no such instructions to run a certain pace. He was just going to go out and run hard and just go for the win.
And he's really opened up quite a distance here now. Back to the second place runner and Aaron Gruen, and then Ben Drezik in third place a bit further back as well. As we make our way still here, headed toward the ocean front, we're on Rockdale Avenue in the city of New Bedford.
Okay, we are here at the Buttonwood Park area. We just crossed the 5-mile mark. Erica Kemp and Jackie Goggin are really right next to each other right now. The pace seemed to slow that last mile though, Tom.
Yeah, and it seems that Erica Kemp is enjoying the spectators. She's smiling and waving at those who are playing music. So I think she's quite composed at this point.
This is a great part of the race because a lot of fans right now on the course, both sides of the Buttonwood Park right now. This is a great place to get motivated as a runner.
Yeah, fans certainly help the motivation and the noise. The louder it is, the faster you run.
And I was going to say that the fans do make a difference. Whatever race you're doing, it helps to have the fans out there.
Yeah, it sort of justifies the agony you're going through. That people are cheering for you, so you got to keep doing it instead of asking yourself, why am I suffering like this? Why am I doing this to myself? I could be home eating donuts.
No, a great day. It's certainly a good turnout here too with the fans. It's a great, like I said, it's a good day for everybody, runners and fans too. All right, as we continue the stretch of Rockdale, Tom and I just mentioning here, we're coming up to about 5.5, almost 6 miles now as we make our way near the cemetery. But the one thing we're both noticing is Erica Kemp. She's got a little gap now between her and Jackie Goggin, but she seems to be thoroughly enjoying herself right now. Talking to fellow runners,
and smiling,
acknowledging the fans.
Yeah, it's definitely a smile, not a grimace.
No, and I think that you don't see that a lot, but she does seem to be enjoying herself right now.
And she seems to have picked up the pace, so she's probably feeling good and feeling good about feeling good.
Right. And that stuff matters too. I mean, you've done so many races. There are some races you just don't have it that day. You don't feel it, and you have to work for it.
Right. Some are slogs, and some are just joyous romps.
Right.
And I think Erica Kemp is in a joyous romp.
Right.
here.
And that's any given day, right? I mean, there were just some days you train and it's just not there.
There are good days, there are bad days,
Yeah.
but the great runners seem to have more good ones than bad ones.
That's true. So we're coming up to the 6 mile mark here, and again, timing wise right now, 6 miles, we just passed the 6 mile mark. She's coming up to, looks like it'll be just under 11:32. So she's doing pretty well, and she has a little gap right now on Jackie Goggin too.
Joe Cabral and Jim Dandino with you. We're watching Murphy Smith here, the leader on the men's side of things. And you mentioned earlier, Jim, that you had a chance to talk to Murphy. And as part of your conversation, you talked about him moving to running marathons, looking to make the Olympic team. Obviously, he ran track back at the Naval Academy and was good at it, but never felt he was good enough to make an Olympic squad, so decided to move outside and run marathons.
Yeah, he made the NCAA meet, which is very challenging, in college last year, and he had very good times. However, that probably wouldn't translate to make an Olympic team on the track. That's how competitive it is, but he felt he certainly had a better shot if he transitioned and moved up quickly to the marathon distance, which he ran the California International Marathon in December in 2:11 after running a 1:04 second half of that race. So I think he's going to continue to get better once he learns the distance and puts in more training. And then the situation with the Naval Academy as well is going to be unique as well, because generally they have a 5-year commitment after graduating from the Naval Academy, and him going to grad school, then he's going to have to go back to the Naval Academy and work for a couple of years.
Yeah, just ask Roger Staubach. If you go back quite a bit, of course, he had to spend some time serving in the Navy before he joined the Dallas Cowboys, and that impacted his career and his longevity, though he was obviously an all-time great. And here we have Murphy Smith really distancing himself from the rest of the pack. Aaron Gruen, Ben Drezik in second and third. The last time we were able to see them, as he's well ahead of those two runners here now and on his way to having a very good time. You mentioned around 104, so give us a little perspective on 104 versus, let's talk about someone who can set a record in a half marathon, what they would have run. We were talking before the start of the telecast that someone last week ran sub 1 hour.
Yeah, actually this morning, an athlete, the New York City Marathon was held this morning, Central Park, and an athlete ran 59 minutes. That's different though, that's a professional field with world-class Olympic caliber athletes here. We don't quite have that here, although Gruen and Murphy Smith certainly have those sort of ambitions to make the 28 Olympic team in Los Angeles, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But Murphy continues to run away with this. I think to make an Olympic team, you probably have to be, probably 206, 207 shape to make an Olympic team for the U.S. team. That's how good the U.S. team is.
Yeah, outstanding runners here in the U.S. and just a sampling of those here at today's New Bedford Half Marathon. And Murphy Smith way ahead of Aaron Gruen, who's in second place. We can see him back in the distance here now, but quite a bit of space between Smith, and Gruen at this point. We continue along the ocean front here with Murphy Smith leading significantly and headed on to victory unless something unforeseen were to happen here in the 2026 New Bedford Half Marathon.
Well, we are coming up to, we just crossed, it looks like, the 7 mile mark, 7 miles. So I didn't see the actual clock there, though. But again, if that's the case, it's still right around the 5.5 mile pace that she has been setting right now. And she does have a pretty good lead right now on Jackie Goggin, who we can still see plainly here, but
she's pulling away.
She is pulling away at this point.
Back, taking a look at the men's side of things, Joe Cabral and Jim Dandino with you. And we have Murphy Smith well ahead of the second place runner, Aaron Gruen. And as he makes his way here, close to the New Bedford Cable Network offices, toward the other side of oceanfront, where he'll be running as well, you can see that Murphy is well ahead of the second place runner, who you might be able to see way back in the distance there, Aaron Gruen. And it's been an excellent race for Murphy Smith, and really he's not lost anything off his pace, has he, Jim?
Yeah, I think that was a little slower mile. That was like in the 4:53 range. We came through 9 miles in 43:06, so a little bit slow there, but that kind of expected on West Rodney French. It was certainly a bit windy on that road, but as we make a turn here by Fort Tabor, we'll have a little bit of a crosswind, but I don't think we're going to have the winds we had in 2025. And he still looks very strong, so I think he's still looking at, a time somewhere in the 104 range right now.
Yeah, we're not going to have those winds, because I think last year we were worried about staying on the truck with the velocity of the winds that we experienced. It was amazing. The runners, you could really tell at different points, especially along the water, that the wind really, really blowing in their face was hindering their ability to keep the pace. And we're not seeing that here with Murphy Smith at all as we make this turn. And Jim mentioned right at Fort Tabor, very scenic area that we're in now. And of course, as we pass along Rockdale to East Rodney French and such, seeing some of the more picturesque homes and sites here in the city of New Bedford.
Tom, we're a beautiful part of the race, West Rodney French. There is a bit of a breeze, but it's not really that big of a breeze right now. And obviously, Erica's got a pretty good lead. We can still see Jackie. If you're Jackie Goggin, as you said, you don't want to finish second again. If you're Jackie Goggin, what are you doing right now? What are you thinking?
I think...
You got to make a move, I guess.
She could try to make a move, but if she had the fitness to make a move, she wouldn't have dropped behind. So all she can hope for at this point is that something happens to Erica Kemp.
Okay.
And she slows down.
So it's not so much her, it's Erica right now.
Right. So this is Erica's race to lose.
Okay.
I think Jackie Collins is not going to accelerate from where she is behind maybe 200 meters to first place.
Right.
That's not going to happen. Erica Kemp doesn't look like she's going to encounter any difficulties. She seems to be moving up through the field of other runners. So she's either not slowing down like others are, or she's picking it up.
Right. And if you're Jackie Goggin, you just want to keep the pace because, again, I mean, she finished second last year, but you don't want to drop to third either. You want to stay where you are because it's still a good finish. Let's put it that way.
Right. From here, we can't see that she's in jeopardy of losing second place.
Correct. Yep. I mean, she's still in our viewpoint, but we've never seen since we came on, we haven't seen a third place female.
Right.
Okay, we're coming down to South Rodney French, and we're going to hit the 9 mile mark.
We just passed the 10-mile mark, and Jim, Murphy Smith is running better than ever.
Yeah, he just ran that mile in 4:37 by himself with a little bit of a crosswind. So he looks extremely good. He's picked up the pace, and he's more in the 103 range right now. And he keeps clicking off his watch, so I'm sure he's thinking he wants to run closer to the 103.30 or even faster. Last year we ran 103.47, and I'm sure he's thinking more like 103.30, if not faster today. So he looks fabulous running by himself. Murphy Smith just running away with it, and he looks the same as he did in mile 1 right now.
Yeah, no question, no question about it. You see no difference in his stride, in the use of his arms, in his facial expression. He looks exactly the same, and has just been pounding mile after mile. And to see that he ran that type of mile 10, it's significant because you're getting toward the closing portion of the race. So as you get there and you're still running at that type of speed, that's impressive.
Absolutely. He looks absolutely fantastic right now. And, I don't know if he's thinking, I just want to keep hammering this pace right now, but he looks incredible right now. I mean, I'm extremely impressed the way he's running here, 10 and a half miles into this race right now. I mean, he's been on his own since just over the 4-mile mark. So 6.5 miles of running by yourself, a 4:40 pace. Here in New Bedford on a slightly breezy day, about 40 degrees. But he looks the same as he did in the first mile.
There is a little breeze here on East Beach as we make our way. Not a big one, but there is a little breeze. But for the most part, actually, this is a you've run this race before, Tom. This can be a tough part with a northeast wind,
yes,
which isn't here today.
Right. The wind seems to be a little bit behind them, actually. I would say wind is not a factor.
No, I agree.
I mean, bizarre things have happened in races, like the lead truck goes off the course and the runners follow the lead truck, and the race is ruined for them. That's happened in 2 major races recently.
Really?
But this race is much better organized than those races were. So that's not going to happen.
Plus we have Murray driving, and Murray knows where he's going.
Yes.
And Kevin's guiding him.
Back on the men's side of things, Joe Cabral and Jim Dandino with you. We just made the turn from Cove Street onto County Street. So you can see we're getting toward the end of this race, and Murphy Smith continuing to just pound out mile after mile. He's been consistent throughout the race. Mile 10 had one of his best miles of the entire race. And now, as we get close to the end of the race, he's just been running so efficiently and so powerfully. And Jim, we were talking a little bit about his ability to really recognize the course. He's been cutting the course tangents as closely as anyone we've seen. So he's really benefited from knowing the course and running it properly.
Yeah, he actually studied it. When I spoke with him yesterday on the phone, he was looking at the elevation profile. He was looking at how he could cut the tangents of the race. I think he even checked out some videos of the race coverage that we had the last couple of years to see how the course was and where he could cut the tangents to save time in the event something like this happened where he was running by himself late in the race.
and he is running by himself. There is no sign of the second place runner. We still presume it's Aaron Gruen, but it's all Murphy Smith here as we head along County Street and get ready to make the turn down back toward City Hall.
Murphy.
And Jim's instructing the crowd here on who's leading the race so that he gets his kudos. And it is Murphy Smith who's just run a wonderful race here.
Yeah, he looks great. That was actually someone I knew, so just wanted to make sure that you're giving a shout out. You know, a lot of people don't know who all the runners are, the top athletes out here, but Murphy Smith certainly deserves the kudos today.
And he has run well throughout. Let's go back over to Jim Marshall and Tom Dedarian for a look at the women's leaders.
We're coming up to the 10-mile mark here of the 2026 half marathon. Erica Kemp has a comfortable lead here as we make our way down up towards the final stretch here of the race. 3 miles to go almost. And good turnout. Nice, actually, as Tom said at the previous break, we're at 10 miles right now. And we're 53 minutes in, and she's just cruising right along here. But Erica Kemp doing a great job for this course. And again, the beaches have been, this is pretty comfortable today.
Well, it looks like Erica Kemp has picked up the pace because all these guys who were running right behind her in a big pack have dropped back and gone from a big pack to single file, which indicates that she has picked up the pace and not that they have slowed down. So she's sort of jilted her pack.
And again, as you know, for all the competitors right now, I mean, the one thing that I think you've talked about in the past for a lot of runners, you're racing against yourself too. You're trying to do the best job you can right now, and where you finish is probably not as important as the time. You want a good time right now.
Well, and she's also racing against other people in the race, like the guy ahead of her with the orange hat. She's probably thinking, orange hat, I got to get the orange hat.
Yeah, you set goals for yourself during the race.
Yes, you got to inspire yourself somehow.
Right.
I used to think this one guy I would compete against was a toothless drunk, and he's behind me, and he's a toothless drunk, and I can't let him catch me. Of course, he wasn't a toothless drunk.
We don't see Jackie Goggin right now. I don't see her. We saw her going around the corner onto East Rodney French, but I don't see her right now. I don't imagine she's too far behind, but she's not close to, I know, Erica right now.
No, she catches a guy in an orange hat, but there's quite a gap to the next guy.
And then again, you said that. Okay, I see the next guy. We're going to peg him.
Yeah, but that he's a long way away.
Right.
But why not give it a try?
Exactly. Motivation.
I mean, if you're pushing as hard as you can to catch the runner ahead of you, you don't have to worry about the one behind you.
Yep.
We just got to the 12-mile mark, and Jim, we were talking throughout the race about Murphy Smith targeting maybe around 104. Now you think he's going to be under 103 in the 102 range.
That's quite possible here today. He has a PR of 102.49, and I'm sure he's thinking that right now, but he's going to go up this hill on County, and this is going to slow him down a little bit. But he has that little downhill that he can kind of let his body go, so we'll see how he manages this hill. But again, as we talked about a couple different times, his cadence really hasn't changed, but he's using his arms right now. His stride is shortening a little bit, and he's going to his arms, but he looks fabulous still.
Yes, so that would be significant. If he's really on pace to maybe even set his personal best, that would be quite an accomplishment, and Murphy Smith has shown us that he certainly has the capability of improving and getting better and better. If he does that here today, it doesn't look like that's going to be the last time he set personal best, because as you mentioned, he's kind of new to this. It's not something he's been doing for years upon years.
Yeah, ignorance can be bliss, though. So if you don't know what it's like, but again, he has the talent, which that's the number one thing. He has the talent, the drive, the desire, and he has great coaching, from the BAA and Mark Carroll, great teammates. So I mean that is a huge benefit, but the talent is certainly showing out here today.
And you mentioned
Murphy Smith.
again, Jim instructing the crowd here that it's Murphy Smith. And Jim, you mentioned that running speed races, shorter distances, as you evolve through your career, actually can help you when you go for the longer distances, run at that type of speed, that type of pace.
Yeah, most elite distance runners start off by running shorter distances, whether it's 1,500 meters, a mile, 3K, 5K, or even 10K on the track. And you develop that speed base, so as you transition to the longer distances, as you get a little bit older, you have that speed background. So when you go out and, like I said, run 4:40 pace here, Murphy, he's got a personal best close to 4 minutes. I mean, 4:40 pace doesn't seem that hard, but but also it comes with like having good coaching and putting in the training, but having that kind of talent and ability to run 4 minutes for a mile, 4:10 pace for 3,000 meters, that certainly comes into play when you're running the longer distances, when you're able to do that.
All right, we've done the 11-mile mark in 1 hour 20 seconds for Erica Kemp. We're actually coming up to County Street right now. This is a deceptive part of the race. You've got 1.5 miles to go, roughly, but you've got a long hill coming up right now, Tom.
Right, yeah, but she's looking quite good and waving to the fans and smiling. So her smile has not changed to a grimace. Perhaps that will happen as she gets partway up the hill, but she's having fun, I think, chasing whatever guys she can see ahead of her. She's run away from that whole pack of guys that she was running with earlier and chatting with. And she's going to get serious now because she has no one around her to talk to.
And I would assume too that as you come up to this, and you were talking about the difference between running by yourself and running with a competitor. Obviously, the second female is not in sight. Although she hasn't looked back, she probably could right now. But you want to keep a consistent pace right now. You don't want to speed up or what. I mean, you're going up the hill. You're doing pretty well.
Yeah, but the hill is your competitor.
Yep.
Now, you get to a hill, and the hill seems to be an enemy that you want to just stomp on. It is your competition, and you want to conquer that hill like it is your Mount Everest.
We're making our approach to head back towards City Hall and the start-finish line with Murphy Smith well out in front. And it'd be outstanding, Jim, to see him run under 103. And obviously, if he's under 103, he's going to be very close to his personal best, which is, as you mentioned, 102.47. So he could set a personal best here today.
Yeah, he might be just off that because he did slow a little bit going up county, and we're going to go down the hill right now. We'll see how much he's able to pick up the pace, but we're only at the 61-minute mark right now, so he has a shot at this. We'll see how hard he can run the last.
So we're heading down Kempton Street, and Murphy Smith, this last bit of distance, will tell us if he's able to get under 103 and be in that 102.47 range, where again his personal best resides. He's just had an outstanding race. Really saw him a little bit huffing and puffing on that last mile or so, and I think he's really, like, at this point, he's really gutting it out and really just trying to do everything he can to get the best time possible. He's going to win. So when you run to set a record, and that's what we see him doing here now, because if it was just about winning, he's going to be the winner.
The 2026 New Bedford Half Marathon, the winner of this one is Murphy Smith. And he comes in with a time of just under 1 hour and 2 minutes. So a good pace there for Murphy Smith today. So Murphy Smith is our winner of the men's side of the competition. Now, last we knew, Erica Kemp was all by her lonesome. We'll wait for the ladies in just a few moments. Talk about that time there. Jeff Smith's record, once again, will stand for another year. And here comes our second place finisher. Aaron Gruen comes in with a time of 1 hour and 3 minutes.
Those are outstanding times for a day like today. It's a strong wind. It can be a crosswind at times if it's not in your back or your face.
Murphy Smith had quite a sizable lead there over Aaron
He
Gruen.
did.
Yeah. Oh, good 40 seconds.
You never know what someone's aiming for. Are they waiting to get to Boston and not put out too much of an effort today, just maintain their fitness? I'm very interested to see on the other side of the women, the times that we've been getting relay tours are much faster than we've ever had. So I'm interested to see what the final time is.
As we now round out our top three podium with our third runner sprinting down the finish line to finish at City Hall, Ben Drensick, Tracksmith Hare Athletic Club.
And finally, our third place finisher here, Ben Drazek. He is out of the Boston Track Club with a time of 1 hour and 5 minutes. Larry, once again, we talked about these three guys were up front after the 3 mile mark, and they just broke away from everyone else, and they finished in 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I think they know each other. And people either could be just baiting their time here for Boston or another race between now and then.
Representing Boston, Ben Drensick, representing Cumberland, Rhode Island. As Chris Collette from the Rhode Island Track Club and Ryan Smith of Yellow Athletic Club go 4 and 5 at the finish of the New Bedford Half Marathon.
I'm interested to find out what he's doing. He's got a device there. Still waiting on the ladies.
Barry Linden, Rhode Island Track Club, Josh Galapis, Boston Athletic Association. So the Rhode Island Track Club has put 3 runners across the finish line. And the Boston Athletic Association too, and Steve Burkett represents the Heartbreakers Club.
We're coming up to the 12K point, 12.4 miles, as we're almost to the top of County Street right now. The highest point. Erica is cruising along right now, and Jackie is not in our viewfinder anymore. But I'll tell you what, this has been an impressive showing so far.
Oh, yeah, she's stomping up this hill, and she's going to fly on the downhill. So her finish is going to be quite impressive and dramatic.
How's her time right now?
Her time now is, I would guess she's running 112. But that's a guess.
Okay, yeah. Oh, wait.
Oh, they've been coming.
Yeah, we're at 108 now. That would be her
right now,
marathon PR, a half marathon PR.
And you said though, this isn't one of those. It's not a flat course. This is a good challenging course for a runner.
So I'll be, so I'll be coming up soon. Yep, going it in front of the bank now.
Three. Erica Kemp is cruising County Street. She's reached the peak of the hill. She's just really going down. She's still got a great pace going right now as she's cruising to a victory here in this course.
No.
As you said, it won't be a personal record, but and I think it's a good point to make out. Every race is different, so you get a PR in one, the course is different. Everything's different.
Well, usually a PR is set under perfect conditions on an easy course. And the course in Houston is much easier than this, or this one is much harder than Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Many races are designed to be as fast as possible.
Okay.
But this race in New Bedford is classic.
And you've talked about that. You've in the past you've talked about the classic races versus the other races. There's so many more races now.
Right. This race is the city of New Bedford. It's not just designed to be a time trial. It's designed to celebrate the city.
And we're coming down now. We're going to make our way to the finish line. And as we make the turn with Erica in the lead, we're going to shift it to Ed and Larry at the finish line. Well, they will call the finish of this women's 2026 New Bedford Half Marathon.
And our first female finisher, it is going to be Erica Kemp, and there she is crossing the finish line. Just over 1 minute and 1 hour, 11 minutes, and about 45 seconds. So congratulations to Erica Kemp from the Rhode Island Track Club.
Meanwhile, Jose Ortiz, Roadway Racing, longtime runner, finishes Ben McDonald, also goes to distance. Ian O'Leary and John Drago to the finish line of the Great American Road Race to the Bedford Half Marathon. Greater Boston's Henrik Heinrichsen and Joe Reynolds track with hair. Alex Kramer, David DeLeese, and Will Ballard. He represents track with hair with Peter Dirko, HFC Striders running strong. Another Boston Athletic Association finisher, Matt Mixtor, takes his final steps of his 13.1-mile run through the streets of New Bedford. Luciano Rose.
I don't know. I'm looking for it. I can't find it.
Jacqueline Gahn, Rhode Island Track Club, your next female finisher.
I don't know the
Edward
name.
HFC Striders, Noah Freud, Quinn Hawkins, going the distance on a great day for running a half marathon in the Whaling City of New Bedford, Massachusetts. Joe Gilbert and Noah Freud finish. Then Jared Whirlaway Racing Team, bringing pride to his club. How about Belrose Dave Brooks?
The second woman was 1494.
Taco HFC Strider.
1494.
Long time.
1494.
I got it right here. Hold on. Here you go. 1491.
Lindsay Smith. The Somerville Runners.
Yeah, that came in right strike.
Community of Somerville.
Oh, 1494.
Jacob Barnett for the finish line.
1494. Oh, Catherine Cole.
Catherine Cole, Coventry, 1490. Is that who you had?
They get stride at the finish. Roman Smiland, all go lines of Royal Roca, not trying. Chris Buckley and Tom O'Brady. Royal Roca, your next female finisher. Manuel Gonzalez, Megan O'Neill, Hanson Brooks, Stephen Bennett, not trying. Troy Holland Fieldberg, Somerville Road Riders, as they come in bigger numbers now at the finish line of the Great American Road Race to the Bedford Half Marathon. We reach 1 hour, 15 minutes on the clock.
1494.
What's the second? Second one.
1494.
For Jacqueline Gowan. Jackie Gowan.
Michael Tucker
From Boston. 1494. Jacqueline Gowan.
Nicholas Brown, Old Yellow Athletic Club. Ryan Kenny, tracks with hair.
Joe Cabral and Jim Dandino with you, wrapping up the 2026 New Bedford Half Marathon from the men's side of things. A great race for Murphy Smith. Came in under 103 at 102. We're saying ballpark of what, 102.31?
Yeah, about that. Yeah, he really ran away with it. Took the lead just after 4 miles when I think Aaron backed off a little bit, and just Aaron that Murphy Smith really just put the hammer down and just really looked fabulous. The second half of the race. I mean, even coming up County Street, he looked spectacular. So I think he's going to be very happy with this effort. He's leading into the Boston Marathon. This is a great tune-up for him and big confidence booster.
And Aaron Gruen came in second place, really used it, as you mentioned, as more of a run where he was going to stay at a certain pace kind of like a training run. He did run under 104 though, 103, and we had him somewhere around 103.32, something like that, and that's unofficial, of course. And so it was a fine performance from him as well.
Oh, I think he'll be happy with it as well. He's actually going to run another half marathon next week, so I think he'll be very happy with this performance today as a quote-unquote tempo effort. But you know, I'm sure he's going to be very satisfied with that, along with our third place finisher who made his debut today, Ben Drezik, who ran under 105 as well.
And this is his first half marathon.
That's correct. Yeah, first half marathon for Drezik. You know, and he ran pretty much solo. You know, after both Gruen and Murphy Smith took off, just after we got to the top of Hathaway.
And the quality of this field, Jim, the depth of the field really showed up today, as you mentioned when we were off camera. We talked quite a bit about the runners who came through at under 110. The number, just sheer numbers, quite different than what we saw last year.
Yeah, the Grand Prix really helps with the depth of the race, and you know, the conditions help an awful lot too. I mean, the conditions were really good today. A little bit cold, but the conditions were very, very good today.
Yeah, wind not quite what we saw last year, and we're thankful for that. So wrapping it up here, again, at the 2026 New Bedford Half Marathon, the winner was Murphy Smith. In second place, it was Aaron Gruen, and in third place, it was Ben Drezik. An outstanding day here at the 49th, we can't say annual, 49th scheduled New Bedford Half Marathon. And Jim, as always, a pleasure, really enjoyed it, and looking forward to 2027.
Okay, sounds good, Joe.
Thanks for watching. Let's go over to Jim and see what's happening on the women's side of things as he wraps up the women's race.
Well, it was quite an impressive performance today as we saw Erica Kemp win the women's division of the 2026 New Bedford Half Marathon. She kind of made her move down right along Cove Road at maybe about the 7-mile mark or so, and then she was really in total control after that, Tom.
Yeah, faster finishing time than last year's winning time, but same second place, Jackie Coghlan, second again, and third place, Orla Roach was third last year too. So the more things change, the more they stay the same.
What do you think was the key? Where was the turning point, do you think, for the race today?
It seemed that the turning point of the race was before the race even begun, that Erica Kemp was clearly superior fitness in arriving at the race. And really that is the key. If you are a 108 half marathoner and running on a difficult course, running 111, well, the fitness is what really wins and makes the difference. And there wasn't a competitive tactic that made the difference. It was all in the physiology.
We didn't see Jackie's finish time there. Last year she was 1:13:08. She's going to be about, though, the same time this year as last year.
Yes. Yeah.
Which again, and as you said before, this is not, this race is not meant to be a speed race or time trial. This is a tougher course. You know, you finish in the top three, that's a very good showing.
Well, yeah, certainly. If any of the runners in this race went to one of those flat, fast courses, the time would be much faster. But this race has some character. It has hills. It has a lot of challenges other than simply a test of physiologies as if you're on a treadmill in a laboratory. Mm-hmm. This has hills and decisions to make.
Were you surprised, I mean, with her time, Erica's today, because you had said the 108? Again, the thing that I just saw, the whole race from my standpoint, is I don't think I've seen a runner, you and I have done this for a few years now, I don't think I've seen an athlete enjoy, it seems to me, the course or the race as much as she did today.
She was smiling, she was waving to fans, enjoying the music. I almost thought she was going to start to dance. She looked so happy.
But that makes it, you said that during the race though, that makes a difference. If you're feeling good and enjoying it, you're going to have a good finish.
Yes, and having fans out there cheering for you legitimizes the difficulty.
Well, again, a great race by Erica Kemp. Jackie Goggin, again, second place, and Rita, third place. Still fantastic times for these ladies. And again, they put on a great performance today. Again, a faster time by Erica this year than the last year's winner. And again, the New Bedford Half Marathon just does not disappoint. A great turnout by the runners, a great effort by the city and the crews as well. I want to thank Ethan Lopez, our videographer, Kevin, our spotter in the truck, Murray, our driver, and of course, my good friend Tom Dedarian here. It's been great working with you again this year.
A great day in the Whaling City.
And I will see you in, we'll talk before then, but I'll see you again here in 12 months.
I would love that.
All righty. That's going to do it for our portion of the New Bedford Half Marathon. My thanks to, again, my crew, and we will see you again soon. Let's go back to the finish.
All right. It's good to see everyone. Congratulations to all the winners, all of you today. So we have a quick ceremony. Some of you have been here before and know the drill, but I just want to say a few preliminary things. So lots of things that go out to put on this race. So some of you I know this, maybe not everybody does, but less than 3 weeks ago we had 37 inches of snow fall. And we care about this race a lot, so much so that we actually had plow drivers out. This was almost 3 weeks ago, actually, saying, oh, I got to make sure that just in case it doesn't melt, we are going to ensure that we're curb to curb along the half marathon route. So that happened, but luckily we had a convenient melt since then. But we've also did a lot of work to ensure that to ensure your ankle integrity. We did a lot of pothole filling right up until like this morning. So hopefully that worked out well for everybody here. But a big set of thanks to all the city employees who prepared the route over the last 3 weeks. A big shout out to the Friendly Sons of St. Patrick, represented by Chris Donnelly to my right. They put on the race. They've been doing it for about 20 years now, and they do a fantastic job, a lot of work, as everybody here can appreciate. So we're grateful for that, for that support. The support of the City Council, who's represented here by our Ward 1 Councilor Leo Choquette, and many other of the city councils were here today as well. We had a lot of public safety, a huge public safety contingent out there. And again, this is all in an effort to ensure that everybody's out there safe, has an enjoyable experience, and then goes out and tells two friends and lets them know what a great experience this is here in New Bedford. So I want to thank all of them. I want to thank all of you guys who ran the race and just did put on a really terrific performance. And yeah, we're proud here to to offer up the awards for the top 3 women and men finishers in this race, which is again just what you guys have accomplished is so impressive. The weather was hospitable today, but not perfect. But it's rarely perfect on the Ides of March. But here we are with, and I just want to congratulate all of you for really a terrific set of performances. So with all that, let me do this. We've got our awards there ready, but we're going to start off as we always do with first the women's finishers in reverse order, and then the winners of the men's division. So this is a little bit in the way of deja vu, but the third place finisher in the women's division is Orla Rocha, just like last year. She's from Peabody, Massachusetts, coming in at a time of 1 hour, 14 minutes and 17 seconds. She was third place last year, and she has a New Bedford connection that we pointed out last year. It's great to see you again, Orla. Welcome back to New Bedford. Congratulations. Yeah, who's our photographer? Here, jump. Yeah, why don't you just,
Squeeze the hand.
Sure. All right, perfect, just like that. I didn't hear the click, you know, it's just, I'm dating myself, I'm here waiting for the, yeah, exactly. And again, sticking with the theme of deja vu, last year's second place finisher in the women's division is also this year's second place finisher, and that's Jacqueline Gaughan at 1 hour, 12 minutes, 59 seconds. She's from Boston and ran with the Rhode Island Track Club. And as I noted last year, she had a terrific career at the University of Notre Dame, and great to see you back again this year. Very good.
Thank you. All right. And now, so this is not deja vu. The winner of the women's division of a 47th running of the New Bedford Road Race is a first-time runner here, and that is Erica Kemp, who's from Providence, is running with the Rhode Island Track Club. And first time running in New Bedford, and not so bad, coming in at 1 hour, 11 minutes and 36 seconds. Congratulations, Erica.
Good job, Erica. Let's hear it for all top three of the women's division.
Nice job, everybody. All right, so on to the men's division. So the third place finisher this year was Ben Drizek, coming in at 1 hour, 5 minutes, 4 seconds. He runs out of Cumberland, and he is the Rhode Island state holder in the 3,000 meter steeplechase. Didn't have to jump over, maybe he had to jump over some potholes here, but this was a really terrific race, and I really want to congratulate Ben on a job well done. So third place, Ben Drizek. Good job. Good job. Nice job. Good job. All right. Next up is second place, and the second place finisher here today, coming in at a time of 1 hour, 3 minutes and 25 seconds. He lives in Boston, but was running for the Rhode Island Track Club, and that is Aaron Bruin. He originally grew up in Munich, and he is a second-year Harvard medical student, which means that he finds time miraculously to train. But and it sounds like he's doing just fine. But the second place, Aaron Bruin, congratulations, great job.
That one? Nice job. Nice job.
All right, and the winner of the 47th running of the New Bedford Half Marathon, coming in at a time of 1 hour, 2 minutes and 32 seconds, which is a really good time, is Murphy Smith, who is originally from Charlotte and is running with the Boston Athletic Association. He's a United States Naval Academy graduate, and he really tore it up. Congratulations, Murphy. That's really good. Great job. And again, you guys, a couple of you guys have been here before, but just so you hear it again from me and everybody hears it for the first time, we're really, this race really excites us. We're really pleased to host everybody. And when I say we, I mean very collectively we, the volunteers, the city employees, the residents of the city. So we're proud of your accomplishments, and we hope that each of you had a really good experience here in New Bedford, and we want to thank you and congratulate you. So one more time, everybody.
Well, once again, Jeff Smith's record will stand.
Absolutely.
It was an impressive run, though, however, for today's winner, Murphy Smith, in just a little over 1 hour, 5 minutes or so. Not a bad day's work.
No, not at all. He did a good job all by himself. There wasn't anybody right near him, so he did the work.
He certainly did. The man that we talked about, Aaron Gruen, finished second. Gruen was probably a good 20 seconds, 30 seconds behind. And then coming up in third was Ben Drezik.
Yes.
So that was the top three. They were the top three right at the 5 mile mark, and they stayed at the top three the whole race through. What does that tell you about the race itself, Larry?
Well, it's a tough day. Those folks were in good shape, or they're going to be hunting for a race very soon. They stayed together, and they took the win together on the east west side of the peninsula.
And then on the women's side of things, Erica Kemp had an easy win here today. I mean, she was out in front and she never looked back.
No, she did a great job. She won by about 2 minutes.
Right, and then finishing second was Jacqueline Gahn. Jacqueline is also out of Boston. By the way, Erica out of Rhode Island, running with the Rhode Island Track Club, so congratulations to her. And Murphy Smith from Charlotte.
Yes, and Erica Kemp's time, an hour and 11 minutes, is an outstanding time for a woman.
So once again, it is Murphy Smith, the winner on the men's side. On the ladies' side, on the women's side, it was Erica Kemp that was our winner. A lot of great folks to thank for putting this all together today. First of all, from the men's truck, Joe Cabral and Jim Dandino, and on the men's truck, Jim Marshall and Tom Dedarian. Also, Ethan Lopez was the guy who was doing all the filming out there. Augusto Freitas, and right here, it was Dan Cabral. We thank all of them. We thank all of you for joining us for the 2026 New Bedford Half Marathon. Couldn't do it without our broadcast partner right here, Dr. Larry Finnerty. It's always a pleasure, sir.
It's always a pleasure. It's a great day in New Bedford.
It is a great day in New Bedford. We look forward to seeing you in 2027. Until then, enjoy the holiday coming up, St. Patrick's Day. Have a good one.
From the Cambridge Sports Union, from the Cambridge Running, we have Fritz and Papa, the Young Blue, Ben Running, Tom Merchant, official Westport Runners Club. We are a couple of minutes away from a 1 hour, 30-minute performance at the Great American Road Race as Doug Martin at Whirlaway, Mike Wimmers, Rebecca Traxel, Whirlaway, runs to the finish line, along with Michael Martin. Alexander Myers, Eddie Ruprecht, Jansen Track Club, and pouring it on at the finish, a member of the Cambridge Running Club. Jason Ginn finishes, Eddie Ruprecht, Jansen Running. From the Green Mountain Athletic Association, Alec McHenry is Vermont now, represents here in the Bay State and the city of New Bedford. About Jack Dutra from Team Terry. Eric Barry Sussman, Notch Running. Kevin Merchant, Central Mass. Andrew Thompson, Andrew Armstrong and Claire Thompson and Shoko Oakley, Greater Boston Track Club. We're just We're almost 30 seconds away from 1 hour 30 minutes on the clock of the Great American Road Race 2026 edition of the New Bedford Half Marathon. As some of these fast runners come into the finish line, including Emily Landry, Peter Townsend, Emmanuel Resendez, and Chris Holden representing Danson Track Club, and Josh Curtis, Central Mass Striders. Evan Costin and teammate Justin Thompson from the Knox Running Club will go to the finish line. Jennifer Buchanan, Battle Road Track Club, Tate Wilson, Sarah Delaney, Violet Bernier, David Consigli, Boston Athletic Association, Ann Glodick, Battle Road, Kevin Delaney, Cambridge Sports Union. Genesis, Leanne Pagano, Tracksmith Hair. Nicole Princeton. So we get back to announcing names. How about Megan Hancock, that's Ashura Tagami, Andrew Bragg, Chelsea Doran, and Manuel Dufresne, all coming in to the finish line of the Great American Road Race in the Bedford Half Marathon. Here's William Eng from Cambridge. Constantini Rigo, Boston Athletic Association. Who's got Al Berry on Gansett Running. A fast finish. Diego Lamero, Dartmouth URI, finished moments ago. From Whirlaway, it's Nicole Major. Lena Morris, New Bedford, a local runner making good. Here's Chris Gould, Greater Springfield Harriers. Elena Kim, Boston Athletic Association, steps away from the finish line. More finishers, including Tyler Brandon, Gate City Striders, Canyon Condon, Somerville Road Runners. As we approach 1:34 on the clock, they continue to wrap up 13.1 miles of running. They include Dave Foss, Gansett Track Club, Danielle Sensor, Tracksmith Hair, Julie McClellan, Somerville Road Runners. Perry McNabb, longtime Cambridge Sports Union runner, finishes. Margaret Gish, Nancy Barney, Fernando Addo, Kevin Piatti, Margaret Gish, Darren Holloway, Daniel Grosso, Kurt Lindboom, all finish. Mia Rogers, Jansen Track Club, Ben Keenan, Notch Running, Capital Cugno, Hiram Cruz pushing the wheelchair, pushing his son Angel Robles to the finish line. Courtney Quimback, Cambridge Running, and teammate Tyler Clem, Cambridge Running, and Aaron Rossi, Greater New Bedford Track Club. Aaron Rossi, Greater New Bedford Track Club, checking in under 1:36 on the clock. We got a runner from Notch Running, Sean Conway. We got a runner from Wicked Running, Christian Nolan, Lauren Medici, and Regina Bernal also will go the distance at the Great American Road Race, the New Bedford Half Marathon 2026 edition, year number 49. Madeline Miller, Liberty Athletic. Keith McDonald also finishes. He's from Wilmington, Massachusetts. Jake DeRocha, Rochester, Massachusetts. Mark Zulo, Ryan Dvorkovic, Simon Austinson, Emily Hammond, Julie Frechette, Nathan Oliver, Christina Shaw. How about Christina Shaw from Northborough, Massachusetts. Cynthia Scully, Whirlaway Racing, Fiona Wang, Ben Running, Z Chen, Central Mass Striders. Nicole Cucozzo, Peter Cannon, Tracksmith Hair, Luke Mason, Greater Lowell. Julie Marshall, Zone 4 AM Run Club, along with teammate Pamela Mateus. Kyle Bowers, Boston Athletic Association. A runner from the Somerville Roadrunners, Lawrence Saline will finish. Elizabeth Taylor, Jeff Roth, Kate Jacome, Lucy Howard, Jennifer Payer, Tracks with Hair, Shane Wilhelmsen, Kate Driscoll, all going the distance. Tina Dowling, Whirlaway Racing, and Brian Langridge from the Boston College Running Club. From the Greater Lowell Roadrunners, Kevin Christie, Jose Navarro, Joe Spano, Jacques Gobet, Aaron McVeigh, Boston Athletic Association, Anthony Consigli, Boston Athletic Association. Lee Ben Tran from Boston is a finisher. Zach Corpetti, Tessa Kramer, Women on the Run. Anya Eglin, Andrew Sweat, Young G from Ben Running. Bill Ferry, Greater Lowell Roadrunners. Carlos Romero, Wade Chandler, Dream Bar. Peter Clark, Dream Bar. Brent Chupin from Cambridge goes the distance as we approach 1:40 on the clock. We cheer for Notch Running, Richard Jordan, We keep the cheering going for Julie Russo from North Smithfield, Rhode Island. Another Dream Car runner is going to go the distance. We got a runner from URI, Will Gibson. Jarita Barris, Princeton, Rhode Island. How about a cheer for Ted Jordan, the Ronald McDonald House team. Ben Running's Wen Hong Lu finishes, representing her hometown of Belmont, Massachusetts. A runner from the Somerville Roadrunners finishes, Chris Blake, along with teammate Griffin Rule. Lee's son, Ben Running, is in the house. Winning his own race, Josh Brand, Lexington, Massachusetts. And flying into the finish, Ben Chenard, New Bedford, another local runner making good. Andrew Sobjani, Conway, Massachusetts. Amongst these finishers, Steve DeRoser, another New Bedford runner. Give it up for Brendan Meehan, Arlington, Virginia. And keep that cheering going for Jacob Sider from Acushnet, Massachusetts. We ring the bells for a soul sister, Joyce Chiang from Reading, Massachusetts. We love the Soul Sisters. Garrison Beal, Whitman, Massachusetts, from the Greater Lowell Road Runners, E.J. Bernowski. Another runner from the Somerville Road Runners, James Stevenson. Running loud and running proud, Keith Lady from the Colonial Road Runners. And how about it for Robert Ripcondi from the Amity Island Running Club. Winning her own race is Melissa Karen, Greater Norwood Running Club. Leslie Bassini, Newton, Massachusetts. Ian Jackson, Jeremy Naylor, Amelia Gracie all finishing. Next up at our finishers line, hit parade. Jenny Rooch Fauci from Altamont, New York. And give it up for Derek Valentin from the Cambridge Running Club. We greet Marissa Combs, Andrew Kortfeld, Mohegan Striders, Mason Nago, Michael Logakis, Anthony Strickland, Mary Holt Wilson, Greater Norwood Running Club, about to cross the finish line. Put this one in the books with Sally Relly and Maggie Carroll and Stephen Bernardo and Jordan Aguiar and Lauren Rimmel and Paul Falsetta and John Kingman, the Panzano Ram Running Club. Adam Bentley, New Bedford, Massachusetts. Lauren Lane and Liberty Athletic, Tim Moore and Team Terry, Nicholas O'Brien and Brian Richard. Joshua DePronto, Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Frank Corsaro, Whirlaway Racing Team. James Williams, Staunton, Virginia is in the house. Give it up for Rebecca Cotugno, Greater New Bedford Track Club. We get a runner from the Greater Boston Track Club. Bill Newsham from Brookline, New Hampshire. We dream far with Faraz Rashidi. Amongst these runners, we greet Nick Bracey from Hovey's Heroes. Matt Sapero, East Bridgewater, and another runner from Boston College, go Eagles. Give it up for Jezebel Nystrom, Colonial Roadrunners. Christy Turbin, Gate City Stratas, coming down from the granite state of New Hampshire. Kelly Dadigian, Charlestown, Mass. We got a townie in the house. How about Dan Rhodes, Cambridge, Massachusetts. Chris Conniff, Franklin, Massachusetts. Judy Jungles, Liberty Athletic Club. Amongst these finishers, Nathan Melio, Rochester, Massachusetts. Also finishing, Casey Paccio, Situate. The South Shore checking in. From Cambridge Running, Maximilian Moen. A strong finish for Samantha Hardy, North Attleboro. And flying to the finish, Whitney Peters, Brookline, Massachusetts. From the Whirlaway team, congratulations, Ruth Cardona Suarez. More finishers include Allie Strauss, Mattapoisett represents. Matt Slansky from the South Shore town of Quincy. Amongst these finishers, how about Chris Hardy from North Attleboro and from the Greater Lowell Roadrunners. Finishing moments ago, April Mendez. Ruben Sousa, Fall River. They go hand in hand, they go side by side, and they are Team Bardani from Easton, Connecticut, Stephanie and Alexandra. Leah Tavares, Princeton, Rhode Island, one of our younger participants today. In this large pack of runners, it's Aileen Wang, the Schneider Electric team. Also finishing, David Ruska, Needham, Mass, Metro West in the house. Liv and Jill Gillespie, Homeworks team. Sarah Carrera, Falmouth, Maine, another Pine Street State runner. Noah Rivette, Nativity Prep team. Von Harris, Charleston, Rhode Island will finish. Jacqueline Shaker from Liberty Athletic. With the family or friends of Anya Eglin, please come to the announcer's table. the family or friends of Anya Adlin of New Bedford, please come to the announcer's table in front of the finish line. Again, family or friends of Anya Adlin of New Bedford, please come to the announcer's table in front of the finish line. Michael Christopher, Sturbridge, Mass. finishes. Isaac LaPlante, Bridgewater, Mass. Into the finish line, Stephen Chaput, Lexington, Massachusetts. Justin Medeiros, Westport. Lily Avia, Peabody, Mass. About Michael Fay, New Bedford, another local runner making good. Connor Bailey, Dartmouth, Mass. From the Somerville Roadrunners. Doreen Loanga, Arlington. How about Isamu Amir, Cambridge. Evan Brito from New Bedford, another local runner making good. Gary Marshall, Westport, Mass. McGowitz, North Medford Club. It's high fives all around for John Irving, Crawfordsville, Florida. As we approach 1:52 on the clock, a Somerville Roadrunner will finish. Errol Cordero. Lindsey Frankfurt, Fall River, goes to distance and will say the same for Genesis Goss, Fall River. Congratulations to Dave Finkel, Dedham, HFC Striders. As I keep saying, everyone wins their own race. These are the winners of the 2026 New Bedford Half Marathon. Lauren O'Connell, Stephen Purnell, Karen McGahee, Julie Lustro, Maria Garcia, Jacob Bonacono, Emmett Clifford, Gate City Striders, Melissa Alwing, Andrew Van Horn, Somerville Roadrunners. Again, they've all won their own race. They are all winners at the Great American Road Race in New Bedford Half Marathon. And let's throw in Melissa Alwing from Dartmouth on that list. Runners, it is on Race Roster and iResults Live, and you will get emails of your results. The websites are Race Roster and iResults Live, where you can get results of your performance today at the Great American Road Race in New Bedford Half Marathon. David Penn, Greater Lowell Roadrunners, goes to distance. A strong finish. Caroline Mueller, Norfolk, Mass. has dreamed far and dreamed big, finished the race. Vivian Carrion, Timothy Irish, Catherine Donahue will be next to have their names appear in the finish line results. Get ready to celebrate the post-race experience. We're going the distance. Sarah Nadeem, Boston College. and Brian Trahan, Jansen running, and Zhuang Zhang, Ben running, and Kristen Reyes. Dan Holland, Sydney LaTondra, Central Mass Striders, an elder statesperson on in the sport. Tim Zapasov, Boston. From the Geek City Striders, Sam Judge, Manuel Francisco, and Robin Riley Tracksmith. Wicked running teammate Frank Delano and Jennifer Lara will finish the race. Caitlin Gallant, Cambridge running, Ruby Brown, Soul Sisters. From the Cambridge Running Club, we see another runner, a Brockton Fire runner, Victor Soto Perez, Lindsay Horowitz, Quinlan Cook, Michael Kelly, Emily Smith, Doug Johnson, Glenn Stewart, a future Hall of Famer, one of the all-time great statesmen of the sport, goes the distance and brings pride and honor to the Merrimack Valley running community. Steve Pekakonis, Cambridge Sports Union, and longtime ambassador for the sport, has gone the distance. Dennis Gomes Jr. will finish. Here's Stephen De Silva and Jenny King and Tim Holmes, Sally Anson, Kelly Clinton and Notch Running, Hong G.K., Schneider Electric. Raising his arms in deserved triumph, another finisher of the Great American Road Race in the Bedford Half Marathon, as we greet Brooke Nelson from East Freetown, and we keep the cheering going. Gina Jobert, Gate City, Luke Cow, Ben Running will finish. Vivian Michaels, East Hartford, Connecticut. William Shepherdson, Fairhaven, checking in. William McEachern, Kings County, New York. The Empire State in the house. Paula Beatti, Boston. And step by step to the finish for Jorge Bedino, Dover, Massachusetts. Holly Allison, the Winner's Circle Club. Congratulations, Davis Holland, Lakeville, Massachusetts, one of our younger participants. Next up, James Trisho, Quincy. Berta Macaraco, New Bedford. Amongst these finishers, Sean Kenny, Braintree. We got Michael Carballo, Catherine Graff, George Woodward, Somerville Roadrunners, Flannery Miller, Kathy Rutkowski, Denise Boseller, Jeff Mullen, Colin Wildrick. Shamba Mukherjee, Taunton, Mass. Danny Berman, Colonial Roadrunners. Eric Nineman, Providence, Rhode Island. Elisa Tetro, Dartmouth. Julie Dragon, finishing another New England race. Seconds away from hitting 2 hours on the clock of the Great American Road Race at the Bedford Half Marathon as Giant Bob Walker from Newton, Mass. finishes. Also about to finish, Julian Wellesley, Newton, Mass. Give it up for Jose Ramon Salgado, Lexington. Keep the cheering going for Carl Champagne, Granby, Massachusetts. How about it for Paolo Torelli? Let's give out some high five to more finishers. Then we'll start with Michael Sanzio, Newton. Logan Crane, Dartmouth crossed the finish line. Darlene Texoto, New Bedford. They're cheering loud and proud for Cameron Gonsalves, Dartmouth. Let's dream far and dream big for Field Foyer from Newton, Massachusetts. Let's and high five for Jason Orlando Acushnet. William Rossi, Rochester, Mass. in the Greater New Bedford Track Club. Anna Kim, New Bedford, another local runner making good. We got another soul sister in the house, Nicole Lee Wakefield. We love the Soul Sisters. Emma Wickman, Eureka, Missouri, proving you can run fast. Side by side to the finish for Caroline Tucker and Jorge Glenard, who came up from the nation's capital to run with us. Leah Shaw from Gansett Track Club. Crossing the finish line, Amber Freitas from Acushnet, the IBP Performance Team. We get a runner from the Whirlaway team who's gone the distance. Catherine Considine, Fall River. Greg Siders, Acushnet. As a whole host of runners come together to run. There's Kerry Marshall, Whirlaway Racing Team. Tricia Washburn, the Sunshine Striders. Give it up for Sean LaFrance, the official Westport Runners Club. Charles Green, Fairhaven. From the Boston Athletic Association, Eileen Casal goes the distance. Josanne Lopes, Holbrook, Mass. has run across the finish line. And they're ready to make some noise as they cheer loud and proud. Alan Bono, Gardner, Mass. Jacob Rivette, New Bedford. George Perez, New Bedford. Daniel Bucklow, Wilmington, Mass. John L. Kelly, a young runner from right here in New Bedford, goes the distance. From Notch Running, Red Dales, Marblehead, Mass. Jessica Friedman, Harwich, Mass. Jacob Schwartz, Dartmouth. Samantha Hakeem, New Bedford, another local runner, making good on her home turf. Jim Mayhew, Foxborough, it's fast feet, not football today. Alexandra Cordani, Easton, Connecticut. Steve DeSouza. Natasha McCoon, Grand Junction, Colorado, finished. Sarah Motti, Wareham, Mass. From the Greater Lowell Roadrunners, Morgan Jackwith, and she's from the Gate City of Nashua, New Hampshire. They have gone the distance, 13.1 miles through the streets of New Bedford to the finish line of the Great American Road Race, the 2026 New Bedford Half Marathon. They include Abigail Carteret, who finished moments ago. Alexandra Chitwood, Reading, Mass. Amongst these finishers, Priscilla Karnofsky, Liberty Athletic. Trista Brown from the Central Mass Striders crossing the finish line. Emily Pryor, Ryan, Iowa. Willie Kipp, Fall River. Robert McManus, Rutland, Mass. Deb Holland, Rochester, Massachusetts. Drusilla Pratt Otto, Liberty Athletic. Stephanie Heller, Portola Valley, California. Antoine Ash Jr. from New Bedford has just crossed the finish line. Bethany Bonacci, Brewster, Massachusetts. Amongst these finishers, Michaela Gafford, Marathon Sports, and a whole host of runners coming to the finish line, including Rachel Lemieux, New Bedford, another local runner, making good on her home turf. Way to go, Michael Burke, Fairhaven. Representing Team Owen, Scott Huckabee, Mattapoisett, checking in. Brian McAvoy, Easton is in the house. Michael Prue, North Attleboro, the Gansett Running Club represents. Hong Jing Wang, Ben Running. George Estes, Greater Norwood Running Club. And from Knox Running, Garrett Randall. Kicking it into high gear, Dana Rosemenier, Hyde Park, Massachusetts. George LaRue, Canellen, Florida. We're going to pump up the gym and make noise for Sarah Gabriel, Greater New Bedford Shot Club. Elizabeth Wade, New England 65 plus. And Willard, New York City. We got a Big Apple runner in the house with us. Tim Wright, Hingham, Massachusetts. He can turn around and high five David Schliesting from the New England 65 plus club. And they can both shake the hand of Aaron Mann, a New Bedford runner who has crossed the finish line. Jeanette Elliott, Somerville Roadrunners at Running Ridge Community, sending another runner to the finish. Catherine Henkel, Somerville, Mass. From Notch Running, John Hayes. Kayla Zerba and Alex Day, Dream Far. And Catherine Fang, Dream Far. They fly into the finish of the Great American Road Race in the Bedford Half Marathon. And they include Joe Miller, Norfolk, Massachusetts. They also include Peter McNeil, Sutton, Massachusetts. And we got another runner from the Soul Sisters, Heather Hargy, Wilmington, Massachusetts. Ray O'Connell, Southeastern Mass. Keith Johnson, Fairhaven, in the house. How about Chris Freitas? Megan Dare, New Bedford. Mike Pereira, Dartmouth, finishes the race. Let's raise the roof for Connor Landry, Norwood, Mass. The finish line is theirs for the taking, and they include Grant Crowell, North Dartmouth. Ava Park, also North Dartmouth. Team Delano from Taunton, Christian and Maggie. Caroline Cooney Mansfield leading a host of runners into the finish line. And amongst this pack, Olivia Williams, Avon, Connecticut. From the Greater Lowell Roadrunners, Peter Hogan, Quincy. Hitting his jumper at the finish line, Taylor Carvalho at Cushing, Mass. Charlie Pereira and Ashley Sexter go side by side to the finish line, and leading a pack of runners, Mary Cochran, Wakefield, Rhode Island. How about it for Alyssa Howman, New Bedford, another local runner, making good. John Salinas, Bridgewater. Jerry Roach, Freetown. Ian Fernandez, Pocasset. A runner decked to the nines. Finishes. Jeremy Dempsey, Norfolk. Alexandros and Hall finish side by side. Lisa Lubarsky, Staten Island, New York. Another Big Apple runner joining us here in the Whalen City. How about Natalie DiMatteo, another New Bedford runner. Michael Quintal, New Bedford. So many local runners running strong through their own streets to go to the finish line of the New Bedford Half Marathon. As Dartmouth's David Pereira does the same. Finding that fifth gear at the finish, Melissa Mitchell, Attleboro. As they go 4 wide like the final lap at Daytona. Evan Pereira of Cushnet. Alex Mendoza, New Bedford. Donavia Grubble, New Bedford. Another Dream Far runner will finish. Elspeth Leslie from Roxbury. Also Dave was another Dream Far runner. Sarah Katie Bridgewater. Jonathan 2, Quincy. Amy Daniels, Arlington, Mass. Jessica Jeswald, Somerville finishes. About Paulo Lebri, Acushnet. Jesslyn and Brian Dream Far. Sarah Carter, Scott McCarthy, John Christopher, Jay Koichi, Casilda also finishing. Chris Quare, Lakeville. Joe Marino, Medford. Going the distance one more time, the New Bedford Firefighters. Caroline Libby, Rena Mack.